Hey, it's the author. Let's ask him. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Ask the Author Friday. Ask the Author Friday is my weekly opportunity to have a nice little fireside chat with you all about anything and everything. If you enjoy this or any of my other content, feel free to subscribe. If you have questions for future weeks, feel free to hit the comments. Here we go. Ask the Author Friday, July the 10th. What is your writing superpower? My writing superpower, probably character crafting and world building. I devote a lot of creative energy to the scene or setting and to the characters. The name game for characters is part of the editing process sometimes. Because I also notoriously throw in a whole bunch of characters every time I write something. And especially in general fiction, there are only so many characters' names. Because if we're talking sci-fi fantasy, then I'm pretty much punting for character names and playing Wheel of Fortune between vowels and consonants. Alrighty. What is your reading superpower? Remembering the desire and dedication to the books that I read when I was a young adult, or even coming of age in grade school. What is your writing, What is your writing kryptonite? Manifesting the time of day to write anything, and this will come into play later. Now, what is your reading kryptonite? Re-engaging the same sense of desire or emotion into the books I'm reading today. Unless it is me rereading literally something that I was reading 20 some odd years ago. Monster Moo Creations observes that they have kept their original anime collection and their vintage action figures. My sibling. Yes. Part of the siblinghood. Yeah, there's something innocent about the nostalgia of the anime or animation that we all grew up on. And anyone who has kept their vintage figures instead of selling off the vintage figures at pennies of their worth, and then rebuilding from scratch from the brand new, from the new plastic reincarnations. Only one of us did it right. I miss the vintage ones. I almost miss the vintage figures. Monster Moo Creations also observes that Jackson has asked if I had any writing advice for a kid trying to get into crafting stories. Well, Jackson, you Well, Jackson, you've built this desire to write while you're still young, and that is the first step. You build this desire to write and to create stories while you are still young, and you let it build. You write. If it's a sentence in a notebook, if it's a journal entry, if it's a clever Facebook status, you write every day. If writing means you are putting into writing the storylines you have dreamed up or the fiction pieces that you have created in your mind, then that's perfect. Write them down for later. It's still writing. Then you find a mentor who will guide you on your way to writing. Obviously, an adult mentor would be someone like a teacher, most likely an English teacher, unless you're still in grade school, and then your instructor teaches every subject, or maybe a parent or family member who is deep into writing themselves. And above all, best of luck to you. The desire to write is a great desire to have while you're still young. Never lose that. And did you have a clever mentor growing up who really encouraged you on your writing journey? Yes. I still run into that teacher almost twice a week now that I'm an adult. And to this day, they are asking me if I'm still writing. This instructor wants me to succeed no more today than she did when I was 9, 10 years old and in her class. And that's very special to me. This has been Ask the Author Friday. If you have any questions for future weeks, feel free to write them in the comments. If you enjoyed this or any of my other content, feel free to subscribe. Thank you. Have a great weekend, everybody. As always, keep calm and write on. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Subscribe for more content.